Let me hit you with some numbers that should make you pause. Houston has a C-section rate between 33 and 40%, depending on which hospital you choose. Now, that's 33 to 40%, where the World Health Organization says that this number should only be 10 to 15%. That means two out of every three C-sections performed in this city are medically unnecessary. So here's my question. What is the missing piece? What's the one thing that you could help to avoid becoming a statistic? And that's what we're talking about today. And I'm going to tell you something that your OB probably won't share, not because they're bad at what they do, but because it's outside of their scope of practice. So stick with me. This is going to change how you think about birth preparation. Here's what most birth prep looks like. You take a class, you learn some breathing techniques, maybe some stretches. Someone tells you to eat dates and drink raspberry leaf tea. You practice some squats, you get a good birth ball, all of the good things. And I'm not knocking any of it. But here's the thing, we're picking out furniture before we've poured the foundation. Think about like building a house. You wouldn't start decorating before the foundation was solid, right? That would be insane. But that's exactly what we're doing with birth preparation. We're focusing on the techniques, the breathing, the positions, the stretches, before we address the one system that controls whether any of those techniques will actually work, your nervous system. And listen, labor is not just a physical event. It's a neurological event because your nervous system has to coordinate every single part of birth, like when labor starts, how contractions progress, how your cervix dilates, how your baby descends, and how you recover afterward. All of that is controlled by your nervous system. So if your nervous system is dysregulated or stuck in stress mode, none of those birth prep techniques are going to work the way they should. And that's the foundation that everyone's missing. And that's what we're going to fix today. So let me explain this as simply as possible. Your nervous system works like a car. You've got two pedals, your gas pedal, and that's your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, our stress response. It gets us moving, as it should. Then we have our brake pedal. That's the parasympathetic nervous system. Rest, digest, calm, recovery, let's have a baby mode. And you need both of these for birth. And this is how it's supposed to work. The brake pedal or the parasympathetic side is what initiates labor. Your body has to feel safe enough to start the process. Oxytocin, which is the hormone that kicks off contractions, only releases when you're in parasympathetic mode, when you feel calm and safe. And this is why stress can actually delay labor. Your nervous system will not hit go when it detects danger. Now, our gas pedal is what powers through delivery. Those intense, powerful contractions in transition, that's your sympathetic system doing exactly what it should, giving the strength to push. But again, the brake pedal is there for recovery. After your baby arrives, you need to drop back into parasympathetic mode so that oxytocin can hit, so you can bond, so you can breastfeed with our milk letdown, and to heal. Break, gas, break. That's the neurological sequence of birth. But here's what I see every single day in the office, moms whose nervous systems are stuck on that gas pedal. They've been running in stress mode for months, sometimes years, because there's work stuff, there's financial things, there's relationship stress, there's pregnancy anxiety. You're about to have a baby. The nervous system never learned how to access that brake pedal. So, what happens when they go into labor? It stalls because they can't shift into parasympathetic state needed to birth. And then one intervention leads to another. Induction, Pitocin, epidural, more Pitocin, fetal distress, emergency C-section. Not because something was medically wrong, because their nervous system couldn't make the transitions that labor demands, and nobody addressed the foundation. So let me tell you about one of my patients, and this is a real story. She was pregnant with twins, already a higher risk, right? Twins are delivered by C-section about 75% of the time. And then during her pregnancy, she was in a car accident. Pretty big trauma. Physical trauma to her body, emotional trauma because her toddler was in the car, stress through the roof. And everything in the conventional model said that she was heading for a C-section. Probably early, probably complicated. But she started care with us in the middle of her first trimester. And we focused on one thing, optimizing her nervous system. We measured her nervous system function throughout care with the insight scans. We tracked her heart rate variability, which measures her body's ability to handle and adapt to stress. And we adjusted her nervous system specifically, not just the pelvis with Webster technique, not just the low back. We adjusted her body. Specifically in the upper neck and where her brain stem stress lived. We adjusted the mid back. That's what's called our TL junction, where the nerves that control your adrenal glands and the reproductive organs come out. Most chiropractors miss this. They focus solely on Webster technique for the pelvis. Webster is great. I'm Webster certified and I use it all the time. But Webster alone doesn't address the patterns elsewhere within the body. It doesn't address the upper neck. It doesn't address the mid back or the TL junction. It doesn't address the full neurological picture. So we give Webster a facelift and we combine it with full neurological optimization. And you know what happened? She made it to 38 weeks, full term for twins. She went into labor naturally, no induction, and she delivered both babies vaginally. Both of them. Not one twin vaginally and the other in an emergency or an urgent C section, which happens all the time. Both babies vaginally, despite the car accident, despite carrying twins. Why? Because her nervous system was regulated. Her body felt safe. Her system could actually do what it's designed to do. And that's the power of addressing the foundation. All right, so let me give you 6 practical things that you can do right now to prepare your nervous system for birth. Tip number 1 is getting your nervous system checked. Not just adjusted, but checked, measured. At Haven Family Chiropractic, we use the insight scanning technology that actually shows you what's happening within your nervous system. We measure what's called heart rate variability, which is your body's battery level and resilience, your muscle tension patterns with the surface EMG, which shows us where you're holding stress and tension as your body's growing and changing, as well as the temperature patterns with what's called the thermal scan. Now, this shows us where your autonomic nervous system is regulated. We don't guess, we measure, and then we adjust specifically based on what your nervous system needs. Not with cookie cutter care, it's personalized to you. And I'll tell you how to get scanned in just a minute, so keep watching. But tip number 2, keeping your body mobile. Because movement is medicine during pregnancy. So walking, swimming, prenatal yoga, maybe even some Maybe even some Pilates. Use a birth ball. But here's the key: movement isn't just about staying in shape or avoiding weight gain. Movement keeps your pelvis mobile so that baby can get into the optimal position. Movement keeps your nervous system adaptable. So, aiming for 30 minutes a day, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 days a week, and practice labor positions now. Don't wait until you're in active labor to figure out what feels good. Squatting, hands and knees, side lying, lunging. Your body loves muscle memory. Tip number 3 is creating your safe space because your environment directly affects your nervous system. If you want your brake pedal to initiate labor, your environment has to signal safety. So, what does that mean? Dim lights, low noise, warmth, familiar smells, a playlist that calms you, people that make you feel safe. This is why laboring at home as long as possible is so powerful for low risk pregnancies. Your nervous system feels safest in familiar places. So think about elephants. When an elephant gives birth in the wild, the entire herd forms a circle around the delivering mom. They face outward, they protect that space. You need your elephants too. So who's in your circle? Who's not in your circle? Choose wisely. Tip number 4 is going to be practicing the support cues with your partner. Birth is a team effort. Your partner's nervous system state actually affects yours. This is what's called co regulation. If your partner is freaking out during labor, your nervous system will pick up on that stress. Your body won't feel safe. But if your partner is calm and grounded, that helps you to stay regulated. So practice this together: breathing patterns, modulating your breath, counter pressure techniques, the affirmations that actually work for you, as well as getting you into position changes. Don't wait until labor to figure this out for the both of you. Tip number 5 is going to be finding your breath. So in birth, your breath is actually your anchor. And there's going to be moments when you think that you can't do it, when you want to panic. Your breath brings you back into your body. So practice it now. Deep belly breathing, box breathing, 5 to 6 seconds in, holding for 5 to 6 seconds, 5 to 6 seconds out, holding for 5 to 6 seconds. Whatever works for you, not as a performance, but as a regulation tool. Tip number 6, get a birth cone. Now, I know this sounds silly, but this is the secret weapon recommendation. So, holding a birth cone during contractions, squeezing it hard because the pressure points on your palm help to focus the sensation and disperse the intensity of the surge. It sounds weird, but it works incredibly well. So, Google the word birth cone and get one. You'll thank me later. All right, and here's what I want you to do. If you're pregnant now, or if you want to conceive, I want to look at your nervous system. I want to show you what's happening because once you see it, everything clicks. And normally, our full consultation process is 325, and that includes the comprehensive health history review. All three of the neurological insight scans, your complete report of findings, where I walk through everything, and then the personalized care plan that's built specifically for you, your pregnancy, or your preconception journey with all your questions answered. But right now, through January 31st, I'm offering this complete consultation for 97 instead of 325. This is specifically for prenatal and preconception cases. And why am I doing this? Because I know that if you can see your nervous system and if you understand what's happening, you'll make the best decision for you and for your baby. Maybe that means starting care in the office. Maybe it doesn't, but at a minimum, you'll have information, you'll have data, and you'll know where your nervous system stands. And this is how you can book. You can call our office at 346-445-6330. Tell them you watch the birth prep tips your OB won't tell you video. And tell them you want the $97 gift of health consultation. Or you can even go to havenfamilychiro.com and book online. But don't wait on this because the offer ends January 31st. And if you're already pregnant, every single week matters for your baby's development. The link is in our description. The number is down below too. So take action today. And listen, I need to be real with you about something. I'm the only doctor at Hayden Family Chiropractic. It's just me. That means I have limited consultation slots available, especially for moms with due dates coming up in March and April. And if that's you, don't wait until you're 35 weeks and uncomfortable and desperate. Get your nervous system scanned. Get your foundation solid now and give your nervous system time to regulate before birth. That's how we get the breakthrough results, not by waiting until the last minute, but by addressing the foundation early. Your body was designed to do this. You were made to carry life, create life, and birth life. Your nervous system knows how to do this, it just needs the right support. And that's what we provide at Haven Family Chiropractic. We're not anti medical. I work alongside incredible OBs and midwives every single day. We're pro optimal nervous system function. We're pro you having the best possible pregnancy and experience at birth. We're pro your baby getting the healthiest possible start to life. And it all starts with the nervous system. So don't just watch the video and do nothing. Call the office, book your gift of health consultation, get scanned, see what's actually happening, and then make the best decision for your family. I hope to see you soon in the office. Thanks for watching.